Good evening to all the students and wishing you a very happy new year. So, a great start to our new year, right? Starting with financial management. No one would have ever thought of. So, yes, we started with investment decision in our previous session. Just a quick background about what we did. First of all, investment decision was all about deciding whether to invest in the project or not. क्या हमें प्रोजेक्ट में इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए कि नहीं, ठीक है। फिर हमने देखा कि डिसीजन मेकिंग इन एब्सोल्यूट टर्म्स is irrelevant. You cannot compare inflow and outflow in absolute numbers. You need to compare inflow and outflow in real terms. Getting it? Real terms means present value of inflow with present value of outflow. ठीक है। फिर हमने देखा कि इन दिस चैप्टर वी हैव टू लर्न 7 different techniques that will help us in deciding whether to invest in the project or not. ठीक है। नंबर 1 was payback period, नंबर 2 discounted payback period, नंबर 3 ARR, accounting rate of return, नंबर 4 NPV, नंबर 5 profitability index, number 6 IRR, internal rate of return, and number 7 modified IRR. ठीक है। So this were an insights of 7 different techniques that we need to learn. हमने payback period से start किया था. Payback period was nothing but time taken to recover the original investment. कितने साल में मेरा initial investment recover होगा, that is payback period. But payback period का one of the biggest drawback was इट इग्नोर्स द टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी. जो कैश इनफ्लोज होता था ना, वो उसका प्रेजेंट वैल्यू नहीं करता था. ठीक है। सो डिस्काउंटेड पे बैक पीरियड केम इनटू द पिक्चर. Discounted payback period said, wait, payback period, I am there. I will resolve your drawback. And discounted payback period said, do the discounting of the cash inflows and then find the payback period. So this was about discounted payback period. फिर हम गए थे accounting rate of return. So accounting rate of return says calculate the return that project gives, but from accounting, from book perspective. ठीक है। So in that case, we saw that हमें cash inflows नहीं लेना है, हमें net profit after tax लेना है. Because accounting को, accounting principles, accounting policy को या अकाउंटिंग पर्सन को कैश इनफ्लो आउटफ्लो से कोई लेना देना नहीं है. दे आर कंसर्न विथ प्रॉफिट, net profit. Then we saw NPV technique. NPV is nothing but present value of cash inflow less present value of cash outflow. The decision making criteria of NPV was if NPV is positive, accept; if NPV is negative, reject the project. Apart from this, we understood the concept of relevant cost. What costs are relevant for our capital budgeting decisions and what costs are irrelevant. ठीक है। तो हमने देखा कि allocated overheads are irrelevant, sunk costs are irrelevant. Relevant cost में opportunity cost is relevant. Depreciation as such in itself is irrelevant, but tax savings on depreciation is relevant. ठीक है। Apart from that, we also saw some special adjustment related to working capital. So working capital में हमने देखा कि at the start of the project we will invest in working capital, so it will be considered as an outflow. But at the end of the life of the project, मतलब प्रोजेक्ट के अंत समय पे वो वर्किंग कैपिटल रिलीज हो जाएगा and it will be considered as an inflow. Apart from that, we also saw scrap value. Can I say scrap value is nothing but bhangar ka value? Yes or no? So bhangar ka value we will receive at the end of the project once the project gets completed. So it will be treated as an inflow. Now continuing with the special adjustment, let's see how to deal with capital gains. While what is the query? Asta. Sir, in ARR, there's written a limitation that it inclusion of only book value of invested asset is there, and it ignores other outlays like working capital. But sir, while calculating average investment, we are considering working capital by adding it. No, in ARR, our denominator is initial investment. Initial investment in capex, in capital assets, in fixed assets, वो लेते हैं. And if you are taking denominator as average investment, तो last में उसका scrap value, closing investment. So if you are taking average investment in denominator, then it is initial investment plus scrap value divided by 2. We are not taking working capital. It is initial investment. ठीक है? Average initial investment. Moving ahead, how to deal with capital gains. Capital gains on sale of our fixed asset. ठीक है? Now, students, you have learned taxation, right? But sir, in page 7.24, if in, okay, can you tell me which you are talking about, page 7.24? Here, 7.24. This is 7.24. हाँ, बताओ. Can I say 3 lakh was the investment, initial investment in the project, and 90,000 was the scrap value. 90,000 was the scrap value and it is of machine. So working capital हमने कहाँ ऐड किया है 7.24 में. It is 3 lakh plus 90,000 divided by 2. 1,95,000. So moving ahead to block of assets. अच्छा, capital gains. ठीक है. Now let's move to next special adjustments related to capital gains. Students, you have learned taxation, right? So taxation में there is a concept called block of asset. Yes or no? There is a concept called block of assets. Now, what do you understand by the term block of assets? Can I say if you have 5 different plant and machinery, if you have 5 different plant and machinery, so as per income tax, let's say the depreciation rate on all this plant and machinery. See, depreciation rate as per income tax would be on the asset. No matter the number of assets you hold, no matter the number of plant and machinery you hold, the depreciation rate would be for this entire asset. So let's say 15%. So when I say all the machinery, all the 5 plant and machinery would fall under the block of asset called plant and machinery, 15%. Understood? This is called as block of asset concept. Means assets that have same depreciation rate would fall under the same class, would fall under the same block of assets. So how to deal with block of assets in capital budgeting? So let us understand through an example that is given in our module. Block of assets. Yes. Example 2, page 7.13. Suppose A Limited acquired new machinery for 1 lakh. Depreciable rate on this machine is 20% as per WDV method. The machine has an expected life of 5 years with salvage of 10,000. It means, can I say at the end of 5th year, I would be receiving 10,000? Yes or no? I would be selling this machine in scrap and I would be receiving salvage value of 10,000. The treatment of depreciation and short-term capital loss in fifth year shall be as follows. So first of all, example 2 of module for capital gains on capital asset. Can I say, let's say this is acquired on 1st April 2000. ठीक है? Machine is acquired at what price? It is acquired at 1 lakh. ठीक है? Depreciation rate is 20%, but WDV method, written down value method, correct? 20%. So can I say depreciation for first year would be 20,000? So can I say WDV as on 31st March 21 is 80,000? Depreciation for second year 16,000. So 80 minus 64, correct? This is WDV as on the end of year 2. As on the end of year 2. Less depreciation for year 3. 64,000 का 20%. Can I say 12,800? So WDV as on 31st March 23. How much? 64,000 minus 12,000. 51,200. The less depreciation for fourth year. 5120. 10,240. So can I say this is WDV as on the end of fourth year? Yes or no? Or you can say WDV as on the beginning of fifth year. Correct? Either you say WDV as on the end of fourth year, or you can say WDV as on the beginning of fifth year. So kitna hai value? 4960. Correct? So in my books of accounts, at the start of fifth year, I am holding a machinery which has a value of 40,960 as per books of accounts. ठीक है? मतलब आपको ऐसा समझना है कि मेरे पास एक मशीन है जिसकी वैल्यू एज ऑन द स्टार्ट ऑफ फिफ्थ ईयर इज 40,960. कैन आई से आई एम सेलिंग दिस on fifth year for how much rupees? Can I say 10,000? So am I incurring a loss or am I gaining from this transaction? टेल मी. मेरे पास एक मशीन था जिसकी वैल्यू थी 40,960 एट द स्टार्ट ऑफ फिफ्थ ईयर, एंड वो फिफ्थ ईयर में मैंने उसको 10,000 में सेल कर दिया. बोलो, एम आई इनकरिंग अ गेन और एम आई इनकरिंग अ लॉस? Loss, correct? So can I say as per the concept of block of assets, if this is the only machine, this is the only machine in the entire block. आपके ब्लॉक ऑफ असेट्स में ऐसे 5 मशीन नहीं है, एक ही मशीन है. तो कहने से आई हैव इनकर्ड अ शॉर्ट टर्म कैपिटल लॉस. शॉर्ट टर्म कैपिटल लॉस of 30,960. Everyone followed this. If this is the only machine in the entire block, मतलब प्लांट एंड मशीनरी क्लास ऑफ असेट में मेरे पास ये एक ही मशीन है, तो कहने से हैव इनकर्ड अ लॉस. सो कहने से अगर लॉस होता है तो टैक्स सेविंग होगा कि देयर वुड बी एन एडिशनल टैक्स लायबिलिटी? टेल मी. टैक्स सेविंग होगा कि देयर वुड बी एन एडिशनल टैक्स लायबिलिटी इफ देयर इज अ लॉस? Tax saving, correct? So see what would happen at the end of fifth year. ध्यान से. Can I say at the end of fifth year? मेरे साथ दो हादसे हो रहे हैं. At the end of fifth year दो हादसे हो रहे हैं. One is I will get स्क्रैप वैल्यू, यस और नो, आई विल रिसीव दिस स्क्रैप वैल्यू। तो कह रहे हैं जो पैसा आ रहा है इट वुड बी काउंटेड एज अ कैश इनफ्लो, करेक्ट, बट दिस वुड बी एट द एंड ऑफ फिफ्थ ईयर, अंडरस्टूड। बट दूसरा हादसा ये हो रहा है कि ये जो कैपिटल लॉस है ना उसमें से मुझे टैक्स सेविंग होगा। सो कहने से दूसरा हादसा इस टैक्स सेविंग ऑन कैपिटल लॉस, ठीक है। एंड एनी सेविंग इन कॉस्ट इज ट्रीटेड एज इनफ्लो। एडिशनल टैक्स लायबिलिटी होता है यहाँ पे तो इट वुड बी एन आउटफ्लो, करेक्ट, बट टैक्स की बचत हो रही है, मेरा टैक्स जेब से कम जाएगा, सो इट वुड बी कंसिडर्ड एज अ कैश इनफ्लो। टैक्स सेविंग पोर्शन है, नॉट द कैपिटल लॉस अमाउंट, टैक्स सेविंग पोर्शन। टैक्स सेविंग कितना आएगा, लेट से टैक्स रेट इज 30% ऑन कैपिटल गेन्स, ठीक है। लेट से फॉर द टाइम बीइंग, सी टैक्सेशन में कैपिटल गेन्स का रेट इज डिफरेंट, आई नो दैट, बट इन एफएम either they would give the capital gains tax rate specifically, or if the capital gains tax rate is not given in the question, then you take the normal tax rate that is given in the question. Hope everyone followed this. अगर कैपिटल गेन्स टैक्स रेट स्पेसिफिकली बोला है क्वेश्चन में कि इट इज 15%, 20%, अप्लाई दैट रेट, बट कोई कैपिटल गेन्स टैक्स रेट स्पेसिफिकली नहीं बोला है तो you take the normal tax rate that is given in the question. For example, let's say it is 30%. So can I say my tax saving on capital loss would be 3960 is not my tax saving. 3960 is the amount of capital loss. इस पे 30%. This amount is my tax saving and it would be considered as an inflow. Followed, students? Now my question to you. थोड़ा सोचना. Instead of 10,000, let's say my scrap value is 1 lakh. तो क्या होता, तो हादसे में चेंजेस क्या हो जाता? एवरीवन गेटिंग माय क्वेश्चन? गेन होता, यस करेक्ट। सो कहना है यहाँ पे 40,000 मेरे असेट की वैल्यू थी, उसको मैंने फायदे में बेचा, मैं 1 लाख में बेच के आया। सो कहना है अराउंड 60,000 रफली, सॉरी 59,000 roughly it is a profit, it is a short term capital gains, and short term capital gains है तो एडिशनल टैक्स लायबिलिटी आएगी कि टैक्स सेविंग होगा? टेल मी, एडिशनल टैक्स लायबिलिटी आएगी कि टैक्स सेविंग होगा? लायबिलिटी, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे 59, यस समवन गिव मी द एग्जैक्ट फिगर, 59,040। तो अगेन दो चीज, स्क्रैप वैल्यू of 1 lakh would be treated as an inflow at the end of fifth year. But now, tax liability on capital gains of 59,040 would be treated as an outflow. Followed? Would be treated as an outflow. So 59,040. Again, apply the capital gains tax rate if specifically given in the question, or else take the normal corporation tax rate. Followed? So this was block of assets, calculation of capital gains and capital loss if there is only one asset in the entire block. मतलब पूरे क्लास ऑफ असेट्स में एक ही असेट है। गेटिंग स्टूडेंट्स? सो इफ टैक्स सेविंग रेट इज नॉट गिवन, ए टैक्स तो आपको क्वेश्चन में दिया ही होगा, टैक्स रेट तो दिया ही होगा, एटलीस्ट वन टैक्स रेट, द नॉर्मल कॉर्पोरेशन टैक्स रेट दे वुड गिव ओनली, ठीक है। अंडरस्टूड? अगर टैक्स रेट नहीं दिया है तो क्वेश्चन में दे विल राइट अ नोट के इग्नोर टैक्स सेविंग्स और टैक्स ऑन कैपिटल गेन्स। आर यू गेटिंग दिस? तो वो स्पेसिफिक नोट आपको देंगे। फॉलोड? सो कैन यू सी दिस इज द कैपिटल लॉस ऑफ 3960, ठीक है, एंड उस पे टैक्स बचत होगी, टैक्स बेनिफिट, टैक्स सेविंग होगा। सो दिस इज व्हेन देयर इज no asset in the block means we have only one asset in the entire class, in the entire block. Followed? So understood how to deal with capital gains, capital loss when there is no block or when there is no other asset in the same block. Getting students? Now another example. Now let's say there are other four assets as well in the same block. In the same block. So again, what did you learn in taxation? अगर ऐसा होता है, ऐसा होता तो, so again same. You start, you you prepare two columns. One is for other four assets and one is for our machinery. ठीक है? One is for our machinery in the question that is sold. Understood? So you start with opening WDV. ठीक है? Let's say for other four asset it was 5 lakh and हमारा 1 lakh था. ठीक है? So ऐसा depreciation for year 1 करेंगे. So WDV at the end of year 1 आएगा. Depreciation for year 2 करेंगे. WDV at the end of year 2 मिल जाएगा. For both the asset, one which is sold at the end. And these are other assets which will continue till lifetime. Then again depreciation minus करेंगे. WDV at the end of year 3 आएंगे. Then again depreciation for fourth year. WDV at the end of year 4. ठीक है? Now for the time being, let's assume I'm not calculating the exact value, but for the time being, let's assume कि ये जो चार asset है ना, the other four assets, the WDV, it's WDV at the end of year 4, let's say it comes to 2 lakh. And ये जो एक मशीन था which we are selling, उसका तो हमें पता है कितना आया था. It was around 4960, correct? 4960. Yes or no? See, I have not done this exact calculation for the sake of simplicity, just for easiness in explanation. I have taken WDV at the end of year 4 is 2 lakhs. Okay? So can I say my total WDV at the end of year 4 is 24960? Correct? अब ये पूरे ब्लॉक में से सिर्फ one asset is going out. Yes or no? But other assets are still existing in the block and they will continue to exist in future as well. So ऐसे केस में क्या करने का? You have to first find the total value of the block of assets या total WDV of the block of asset at the start of the year, at the start of year 5. And इसमें से आपको scrap value और द सेलिंग वैल्यू निकाल देने की. ठीक है? इट वॉज अराउंड 10,000 आई गेस. सो नाउ द बैलेंस ऑफ द ब्लॉक, द बैलेंस वैल्यू ऑफ ब्लॉक ऑफ असेट इज 23960. एंड इस पे आप डेप्रिसिएशन एट 20% अप्लाई करना फॉर 5th ईयर, बिकॉज दिस ब्लॉक ऑफ असेट, दिस वैल्यू विल कंटिन्यू इन द फ्यूचर एज वेल. Are you following, students? So when there are more assets in the block of asset, when there are one or more assets in the entire block, did you understand how to deal with it? Because now this value will continue in the future. So अब हम इस पे डेप्रिसिएशन कैलकुलेट करेंगे एज पर द इनकम टैक्स रूल्स. फॉलोड? सर ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हैं? बिकॉज दिस इज गिवन इन इनकम टैक्स एक्ट. We have to follow as per income tax provisions. ठीक है? So depreciation for year 5 would be 23960 पे 20%. Followed everyone? So हमारा जो इनकम स्टेटमेंट बनाते हैं ना, उसमें एनपीबीडीटी minus depreciation. So for fifth year, depreciation amount would be this. Followed everyone? Students, are you getting this? This you have already learned in taxation as well. Huh? Just applying the same principle that you have learned in taxation, FM में भी वही कर रहे हैं. Followed? अच्छा, अब मान लो instead of scrap value of 10,000, let's say this was 3 lakh. Let's say this was 3 lakh. So can I say even if one asset is sold, entire block is getting reduced? Yes or no? Are you following, students? So 249.60 minus 3 lakh. Matlab at the end, at the start of fifth year, I had assets, not asset. I had assets of value 249.60. And I sold one of the asset for 3 lakh. So इनकम टैक्स सेज कि आपका सारा ब्लॉक चला गया, आप कोई डेप्रिसिएशन नहीं आएगा. ये जो 249.60 का आपने 3 लाख में बेचा ना, you are bound to be taxed as capital gains, short term capital gains. This is what income tax rule says. Are you following, everyone? So 59,040 is the capital gains. So the sale value is nullifying the entire block of assets, is removing the entire block of assets. Are you following? So in that case, you will get STCG of 59,040. Yes, WDV zero nahi, matlab to calculate capital gains, this the difference would be a capital gains ka amount, and accordingly tax would be charged. Zero nahi lena hai. Got it? So this was when no assets in the block. More than one assets in the block exist. So can I say 4960 will continue further as well? इसमें एक ही asset लिया है. In my example, I have taken 1 plus 4 assets. ठीक है? Understood, everyone, how to deal with block of assets and its capital gains and tax savings or additional tax on capital gains? Followed? So another case when WDV is 4960, but sale value is 50,000, more than the existing WDV. So in that case, entire amount will be treated as capital gains and there would be a tax outflow on capital gains. ठीक है? बट ध्यान रखना, जब मशीन हम स्क्रैप वैल्यू में बेचते हैं तो दो हद से होते हैं. वन इज यू विल रिसीव द स्क्रैप वैल्यू, ये अमाउंट तो आपको मिलेगा ही मिलेगा, ये 10,000 तो मिलेगा ही मिलेगा. सो दैट वुड बी ट्रीटेड एज एन इनफ्लो. एंड दूसरा एक्साइज टैक्स ऑन कैपिटल लॉस और एडिशनल टैक्स लायबिलिटी ऑन कैपिटल गेन्स. Done. So this was another special adjustments related to block of assets, capital gains and its taxation. ठीक है? In our previous session, we already learned about NPV technique. NPV is nothing but present value of cash inflows less present value of cash outflows. Correct? तो आज उसके कुछ practical problems, illustration देखते हैं, that is given in the module, and let's try to solve, find NPV. ठीक है? Because I told you this is one of the most important, highly asked, highly practical, highly logical technique. So come to illustration number 3, 7.29. ठीक है? Page number 7.28 and solution is covered in 7.29 page number. Compute the NPV of the project with net investment of 1 lakh and net cash flows for year 1, and the net cash flows for year 1 is 55,000. Year 2 it is 80, for year 3 is 15,000. Further, the company's cost of capital WACC is 10%. Can I say this is discounting rate? PVIF at 10% for 3 years are so and so. सर ये PVIF क्या है? A PVIF is nothing but discounting factors. डिस्काउंटिंग फैक्टर्स याद है, कैश फ्लोज इनटू डिस्काउंटिंग फैक्टर करते हैं तो प्रेजेंट वैल्यू मिलता है. सो दिस पीवीआईएफ इज नथिंग बट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू डिस्काउंटिंग फैक्टर्स. आर यू गेटिंग दिस? मैंने बोला था ना कुछ क्वेश्चन में आपको, लेट्स से 10% इज द डब्ल्यूएसीसी, तो 1 डिवाइड बाय 1.1 रेस टू 1, दिस वाज डिस्काउंटिंग फैक्टर फॉर ईयर 1. 1 divided by 1.1 raised to 2. This was discounting factor for year 2. And 1 divided by 1.1 raised to 3. This was discounting factor for year 3. तो ये डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन में दे दिया है. I told you in some of the questions they will directly give you. So our only task is just to multiply the discounting factors with its relevant cash inflows. Followed everyone? Are you getting the flow of the solution? Understood? So now see how to present, how to solve in examination. Presentation कैसा होगा? तो here we will first write, this is illustration number 3, correct? Working note number 1. Calculation of present value of cash inflows. एंड शॉर्ट में इसको हम पीवीसीआई बोलते हैं. ठीक है, यहाँ पे हम ईयर लिखेंगे, यहाँ पे हम कैश फ्लोस का अमाउंट लिखेंगे, यहाँ पे डिस्काउंटिंग फैक्टर लिखेंगे, एंड यहाँ पे पीवी प्रेजेंट वैल्यू. सो देयर आर 3 इयर्स. अच्छा, क्वेश्चन में आपको नेट प्रॉफिट बिफोर डेप्रिसिएशन टैक्स ऐसा बोला है, या नेट प्रॉफिट बिफोर टैक्स ऐसा बोला है, या नेट प्रॉफिट आफ्टर टैक्स ऐसा बोला है, या कैश फ्लोज बोले, कैश इनफ्लोज बोले? बताओ. रीड द क्वेश्चन केयरफुली एंड टेल मी व्हाट इज द स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट ऑफ आवर क्वेश्चन. हम जो इनकम स्टेटमेंट बनाते हैं ना, उसमें से कौन सा पॉइंट दिया हुआ है यहाँ पे? विच वेरिएबल इज गिवन? डायरेक्ट कैश फ्लो दिया है, द लास्ट अल्टीमेट वन. ठीक है, so no need to prepare the table, no need to prepare statement. So 55, 80 and 15. 55, 80 and 15,000. Discounting factor are also directly given: 0.909, 0.826, 0.751, 0.909, 0.826, 0.751. ये मान लो ये डिस्काउंटिंग फैक्टर आपको नहीं दिया होता क्वेश्चन में, but still you are able to find it by yourself. I have taught you that. ठीक है, so अगर नहीं भी दिया हो, you should be able to find. We should be self-sufficient in our life. Correct? So now just multiply cash flow and discounting factor and tell me what is the present value. बोलो कितना है for year 1? 55,000 into 0.909. 49,995. I am believing your calculations. मैं नहीं कर रहा हूं. For year 2, 80,000 into 0.88, 66,080. $11,265. How much is the total PVCI coming? 127,385. 127,385. ठीक है. So my NPV. अच्छा, what is my outflow? What is my initial investment? Can I say it is 1 lakh? And that would happen today itself. तो इसको कोई डिस्काउंटिंग नहीं करना है. It is always assume that net investment will be incurred today only. अच्छा, अगर year 1 में, year 2 में या year 3 में अगर ये इन्वेस्टमेंट होता, they would have said that net investment of 1 lakh has been incurred in year 1 or net investment of 1 lakh has been incurred in year 2. ऐसा they would have specified. But in absence of that information, it is assumed that it is at the beginning of the year. Beginning of the year one means year zero. Zero. This is today is the 0 point. आज हम 0 point पे खड़े हैं. ठीक है. So 127, yes. 127 385. So NPV is nothing but PVCI minus present value of cash outflow. 127 385 minus PVCO. PVCO is 1 lakh. So can I say I'm having NPV, positive NPV of 27,385? Tell me your decision making. Give me your advice. Accept the project or reject the project. We will accept the project because NPV is positive. So since NPV is positive, accept the project. ठीक है. Understood? Since NPV is positive, the company should accept the project. Everyone followed this illustration? Can we move to next illustration now? Illustration number 4. ABC Limited is a small company and is currently analyzing capital expenditure proposals for the purchase of equipment. The budget is limited to 5 lakh, which ABC Limited believes is the maximum capital that it can raise. ठीक है. मतलब कंपनी के पास प्रोजेक्ट्स तो बहुत सारे हैं, but company has limitations in funding. Understood? So मान लो, for the time being, let's assume सब project का NPV is positive. So ideally, company should accept all the projects as per NPV decision criteria. ठीक है. बट कंपनी का लिमिटेशन इज इन फंडिंग. तो उस केस में क्या करने का? उस केस में वी हैव टू सी अ कॉन्सेप्ट और वी हैव टू फॉलो द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ कैपिटल रेशनिंग कॉन्सेप्ट. कैपिटल रेशनिंग कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है मैं आगे समझाऊंगा, डोंट वरी. बट कैपिटल रेशनिंग कॉन्सेप्ट इज समवॉट फॉर द सिचुएशन लाइक दिस, जहां प्रोजेक्ट्स बहुत सारे हैं, सबके एनपीवी भी पॉजिटिव है, बट फंडिंग लिमिटेड है. Understood? The cost of capital is 12%. Can I say this is the discounting rate? You are required to compute the NPV of different projects. So this is the PVCO initial investment, which will happen at 0 point, year 0. And these are project cash inflows. So can I say this again? It is the ultimate, the last variable of the income statement. And हमें उसी से मतलब है. Followed? So let's calculate NPV for all the projects. Illustration number 4. अच्छा, have they given the discounting factor का table anywhere? No, they have not given. In this question, they have not given the discounting factor का table. But we still know how to solve, correct? So let's first calculate NPV for project A. So this is year, this is cash inflows, ठीक है. And directly we can calculate present value. Present value कैसे calculate करेंगे? तो can I say future value upon 1.12 raised to n? Yes or no? Sir ये 1.12 क्या है? ये 1.12% is the rate, so 1.12 आएगा. Followed everyone? So कितने साल है? 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 and 5. Every year it is constant. So can you calculate present value of 50,000 for year 1? Can I say it will be 50,000 divide by 1.12, press equal to 1 times. Yes or no? Likewise, 50,000 divided by 1.12, press equal to 2 times. Correct? तो ऐसा सब साल का करके can you all tell me what is the final PVCI? Can you please solve for all the years and get me PVCI? I hope now you would be able to solve this. Huh? Calculator पे कैसे करना है? I hope you know that. Does any of the student have doubt how to solve this on Calci? अगर डाउट है तो पूछ लो. हाँ, डोंट हेजिटेट, शर्म मत रखना. No, I want the total PVC. Pooja, is this the total last value? This one, 180,239. Okay, so 180,239. Everyone, please check. Everyone, are you getting this 180,239? COC is 12%. Yes, COC is 12%. If one Dia is not getting this. Shamli is also getting 180,239. Harsh, you are getting 18 lakh. Harsh, there is some mistake. Okay, most of the students are getting 180,239. Yes, 250. So you would have rounded off. Okay, so I believe 180,239 is correct. Okay. So can I say NPV for project A is PVCI minus PVCO? 180,239. And how much is the initial investment required in project A? 2 lakhs. Correct? Oh, NPV is negative. कितना negative है? Around 20,000, 19,000 something. Yes, 182,445. 19,761. Okay. So 19,761 is NPV negative for project A. And can I say project A, since negative NPV, we shall not think of investing in this project. Straight away reject. ठीक है? बायोडेटा से ही कैंडिडेट को रिजेक्ट कर दो. Likewise, we will do for project B. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cash flows are 40, 50, 70, 75, 75. 40, 50, 70, 75, 75. Similar way, you discount the cash flows with a discounting rate of 12%. When I say for year 1, it would be 40,000 divided by 1.12 raised to 1. For year 2, it would be 50,000 divided by 1.12 raised to 2. Likewise for all the 5 years, and help me in getting the final PVCI. Two 15619. Navneet got 215619. 215619. Let's see what others are getting. 215, yes. 215635, okay. 215619. So everyone is getting almost same. Now Diya would have doubt, sir, मेरा क्यों ऐसा difference आ रहा है? So either you would have done rounding off for 12%. That's why there would be some difference in amount. ठीक है? 215619. Okay. So NPV for project B. Can I say 215619? How much is the initial investment? 190. So positive 25,619. ठीक है, positive 25,619. Let's start with project C. Here cash flows present value. Again, our discounting rate is 12%. 75, 75, 60, 81 lakh. 75, 75, 60, 80, and 1 lakh. For year 1, it would be 75,000 divided by 1.12 raised to 1. For year 2, 75,000 divided by 1.12 raised to 2. Likewise, for year 3, 4, and 5. And help me in getting this PVCI, the final PVCI. Two 277,045. Navneet is getting 277,045. Let's see what others are getting. Okay, Pooja is also getting that. Harsh, same. Okay, good, good. Okay, correct, correct. Okay, so when I say NPV for project C, 277,045 less initial investment is how much? 2,50,000. So can I say again positive 27,045. So as per NPV decision making criteria, accept project C as well. Correct. Can we move to project D? Project D. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cash flows. Cash flows present value. So for project D, it is 75, 75, 60, 40, 20. 75, 75, 60, 40, 20. ठीक है. So likewise 75,000 divided by 1.12 raised to 1 for year 1 cash inflow. Year 2 को 75,000 divided by 1.12 raised to 2. And वैसे ही हम डिस्काउंट करेंगे year 3, year 4, year 5 and we will get our total PVCI. 206, 230. Okay, everyone is getting this 206, 230. So now you all have become experts in discounting. So when I say NPV is nothing but 206, 230 minus 2 lakh 10. So which comes to negative 3,770. 3770. Correct? Everyone getting this answer? Does any of the student have any doubt in calculating NPV for all the projects? क्या कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट में डाउट है? सर डिस्काउंटिंग कैसे करते हैं उसमें डाउट है? एनपीवी कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं उसमें डाउट है तो प्लीज पूछ लो. ओके, सो व्हेन आई से आवर फाइनल आउटकम कंक्लूजन प्रोजेक्ट ए बी सी डी एनपीवी वाज नेगेटिव 19,761. For project B, it was positive 25,619. For project C, it was positive 27,045. and for project D it is negative 3770. Correct? So can I say remarks would be reject the project, accept the project, accept the project, reject the project. करेक्ट? सो इसमें से दो प्रोजेक्ट सिलेक्ट करे हमने, तो ये दो प्रोजेक्ट लेने पे हाउ मच इन्वेस्टमेंट वी वुड हैव टू इनकर? कैन आई से प्रोजेक्ट बी का इन्वेस्टमेंट इज 190 एंड प्रोजेक्ट सी का इट इज 250. इज इट विद इन आवर मैक्सिमम लिमिट ऑफ 5 लाख? यस. दो प्रोजेक्ट लेंगे तो टोटल खर्चा कितना होगा? 250 प्लस 2 लाख, अराउंड 4,40,000 होगा. सो इट इज विद इन आवर मैक्स बजट. ठीक है? अगर मैक्स बजट 4 लाख ही होता तो कहना इसे वी हैव टू डिसाइड विच प्रोजेक्ट टू टेक एंड विच नॉट टू टेक, एंड दैट वी विल लर्न इन आगे की सीरीज में. हमारी वेब सीरीज लंबी चलने वाली है. ठीक है? सो आगे की सीरीज में. फॉर नाउ इट इज वेल विद इन आवर बजट, सो एक्सेप्ट बोथ द प्रोजेक्ट. बट लेट्स से यहाँ पे मैक्सिमम बजट 3 लाख ही होता या 4 लाख ही होता तो दोनों प्रोजेक्ट नहीं ले सकते. सो इन दैट केस हाउ वुड वी डिसाइड? वो आगे की वेब सीरीज में आएगा. फॉलो टिल हियर. एनी डाउट्स इन इलस्ट्रेशन 4 स्टूडेंट्स? Any queries? Just a second, I will have a sip of water. Done. Now, I would like to teach a shortcut method for you, to you. Shortcut method to calculate NPV. But this shortcut method will work only one scenario. It will work only for project A. सर प्रोजेक्ट ए क्यों भेदभाव क्यों कर रहे हो प्रोजेक्ट ए और बाकी प्रोजेक्ट को? ए रीजन इज प्रोजेक्ट ए हैज यूनिफॉर्म कैश इनफ्लोस. देखो एवरी ईयर प्रोजेक्ट ए हैज सेम कैश इनफ्लोस. So the shortcut that I will give you now will work only for project A. This shortcut technique works only when the cash flows are uniform. ठीक है? Just like payback period में फॉर्मूला तभी काम करती थी जब कैश इनफ्लोस पर एनम वर कांस्टेंट. अगर दे आर नॉट यूनिफॉर्म तो हमने क्यूम्युलेटिव कैश इनफ्लोस लॉन्ग कट मेथड से हम गए थे. ठीक है? यस. सो the next concept, not concept, but I would say a shortcut method that I will teach you. And this shortcut method, ध्यान रखना, it will only work when cash inflows per annum are uniform and constant. ठीक है? So let's come back to project A. Project A. Students, चलो हमने तो डायरेक्ट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ढूंढ लिया directly by dividing 50,000 divided by 1.12 raised to 1. But can you help me in getting discounting factors for all the years? For year 1, help me and tell me what would be the discounting factor. Calculate and tell me what would be the discounting factor for year 2. Calculate and tell me what would be the discounting factor for year 3, year 4, year 5. ठीक है? ऐसा सब साल का मुझे बताओ. This is for year 1. It take up to 4 decimals. Huh? See, you can take up to 3 decimals. Huh? It is not wrong. But I would advise 4 decimals तक आप लो, because institute के solution में most of the time they take 4 decimals. 0.909. Hey, this is for 10%. हमारा discounting rate क्या है? 12% है. So how to find discounting rate, discounting factor, discounting rate? Discounting rate is 12%. How to find discounting factor for year 1? Can I say 1 divided by 1.12 raised to 1? For year 1 it is 9090. Yeah, you are confusing me. Huh? पहले just give me for year 1. Okay, 0.893, 8928 था. Okay, so this is 0.8928. For year 2, 0.7971. 0.7971. For year 3, अरे बाप रे, ये रहा 0.7117. For year 3 it is 0.7117. For year 4 0.6355. ऐसा मैंने पढ़ा था अभी. Yes, and for year 5 0.5674. 0.5674. So this is step 1. Calculate discounting factor for each year. Discounting factor for each year. ठीक है? Can you tell me the cumulation, the total of this discounting factor? टोटल, ये सबका टोटल करो, ऐड करो. 3.6047. 3.6047. ठीक है. 3.6047. Now just do what I am writing. 50,000 into 3.6047. करो तो कितना आ रहा है? 180,225. 180. ये मैं कहा आ गया? प्रोजेक्ट ए. दिस इज प्रोजेक्ट ए, राइट? सो PVCI 50,000 into 3.6047 comes to 180,225. Can you see? PVCI मेरा डायरेक्ट आ गया. Yes or no? So ये फॉर्मूला क्या बनी? Can I say it is this 50,000 is nothing but cash inflow per annum, and this 3.6047 is called as present value annuity factor, PVAF. इसको क्या बोलते हैं? Present value annuity factor. Present value annuity factor. Are you getting this? So if cash inflows per annum are constant, then shortcut method is मल्टीप्लाई कैश इनफ्लो पर एनम विथ PVAF फैक्टर. ठीक है, इसको बोलते हैं PVAF, प्रेजेंट वैल्यू एन्युइटी फैक्टर, एंड नॉट द डिस्काउंटिंग. आर यू गेटिंग दिस स्टूडेंट्स? तो सर उसके लिए हमें ये पूरी मेहनत तो करनी है ना? हाँ, ये मेहनत करनी है, बट मान लो क्वेश्चन में ये डिस्काउंटिंग फैक्टर आपको डायरेक्ट दे दे, तो कहने से आपको सिंपल एडिशन करना है, एंड जस्ट यू हैव टू मल्टीप्लाई विद दिस कैश इनफ्लो पर एनम. फॉलोइंग? सो एक ही लाइन में हमारा आंसर आ जाएगा PVCI का. Students, did you get this? Understood? But again, I am repeating, this will not work for all the projects. ये ऐसा बी में नहीं कर सकते. Why? Because cash inflow is not constant. तो हमें 40,000 लेना है, 50,000 लेना है, 70,000 लेना है, क्या लेना है, वैसा नहीं कर सकते. It only works when cash inflow per annum are constant. So can I say so either you follow this table based calculation, or you simply do cash inflow per annum into PVAF. Understood? So understood the difference between discounting factor and annuity factor? Annuity factor is nothing but cumulation of all the discounting factors. It is summation of all the discounting factors. Followed? कोई शंका, कोई क्वेरी? Done? So understood? So can we move ahead in our life now? Sir, got it. So can you see project A was negative NPV? Project D also had negative NPV. B and C had positive NPV. So now next technique number 5. Profitability index. Profitability index. इसको प्यार से हम डिजायरेबिलिटी फैक्टर भी बुलाते हैं. दिस इज द पेट नेम ऑफ प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी इंडेक्स. डिजायरेबिलिटी फैक्टर. ठीक है. नाउ व्हाट डज प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी इंडेक्स से? So profitability index says I am nothing but PVCI upon PVCO. Are you getting this? Everyone. एनपीवी क्या था? पीवीसीआई माइनस पीवीसीओ. पीआई बोलता है नहीं नहीं माइनस नहीं, माय फॉर्मूला इज पीवीसीआई अपॉन पीवीसीओ. सिंपल फॉर्मूला इज सिंपल. अंडर एनपीवी एंड प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी इंडेक्स बोथ द वेरिएबल्स आर सेम. आर यू गेटिंग दिस? हाँ, बस एक में आपको सब्ट्रैक्ट करना है, एक में आपको डिवाइड करना है, इतना फर्क है. तो सर इसका मतलब क्या? जो आंसर आएगा, चलो लेट्स कैलकुलेट फॉर प्रोजेक्ट एबीसीडी. ठीक है. अभी हमने जो क्वेश्चन किया ना इलस्ट्रेशन 4, लेट्स कैलकुलेट पीआई प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी इंडेक्स फॉर प्रोजेक्ट ए, फॉर प्रोजेक्ट बी, फॉर प्रोजेक्ट सी एंड फॉर प्रोजेक्ट डी. ठीक है. व्हाट वाज पीवीसीआई फॉर प्रोजेक्ट ए? It was 180 something like that, 180,239, and PVCO was 2 lakh. So 180,239 divided by 2 lakh. तो आंसर क्या आया? 0.90. ठीक है. 0.90 is to 1. 0.90 is to 1. 180,239 divided by 2 lakh. So 0.90 is to 1. Likewise for project B. Project B का PVCI was 215,619 and PVCO was 190. 215,619. यस और नो, और मैं भूल गया पीवीसीओ कितना था? 190. So how much is profitability index for year 2? 1.135. 1.135 is to 1. Project C, 277,045 divided by 250. 277,045 divided by 250. कितना आया? 1.108. 1.108 is to 1. Project D, 206,230 divided by 210. 206,230 divided by 210,000. How much is for project D? 0.982. ओके सर. सर हमने कैलकुलेट तो कर लिया, फॉर्मूला तो अप्लाई कर दी, आंसर भी आ गया, हमें सर एग्जाम में मार्क्स भी मिल जाएंगे. बट हाउ टू इंटरप्रेट दिस? ये जो आंसर आया 0.90 is to 1, हाउ डू वी इंटरप्रेट दिस? ये जो आंसर आया 1.135, हाउ डू वी इंटरप्रेट दिस? टेल मी. What do you think? आप सोचो and tell me. What would be the interpretation of this answer of PI? So you have given me the decision making criteria. You have given me the decision making criteria as per PI. If it is more than one, accept. Less than one, reject. Correct. But what does this 0.90 is to 1 mean? What does this 1.135 is to 1 mean? पहले मतलब समझा होगा, फिर एक्सेप्टेंस रिजेक्शन पे जाएंगे. Correct. All of you are correct. Yes, Navneet, you are absolutely right. On 1 rupee of outflow, how much is my inflow in present value terms for project A? 0.90. मतलब 1 रुपया लगाने पे, 1 रुपया इन्वेस्ट करने पे मुझे सिर्फ 0.90 इनफ्लो मिल रहा है इन प्रेजेंट वैल्यू टर्म्स. कहना है इसे नुकसानी का धंधा है ये. रिजेक्ट. आर यू फॉलोइंग? जितना पैसा लगाया उससे कम इनफ्लो हो रहा है. फॉलोड एवरीवन? दिस इज हाउ यू इंटरप्रेट पीआई. फॉर प्रोजेक्ट बी, 1 रुपया इन्वेस्ट करने पे आई एम गेटिंग एन इनफ्लो ऑफ 1.135 in present value terms. So 1 रुपया लगाने पे आई एम गेटिंग समथिंग मोर देन 1. So accept. Followed everyone? Did you get the interpretation and logic? कि 1 रुपया इन्वेस्ट करने पे how much inflow you are generating in present value terms, that is PI, profitability index. Understood? On investment of ₹1, how much inflow project is generating in present value terms, that is profitability index. Correct? And the decision making criteria would be if PI is greater than 1, accept. If PI is less than 1, reject. Followed, students? This is the decision making criteria. Understood? Everyone? So actually this is generated from NPV only. NPV टेक्निक में से इसका जूस निकाला हुआ है. कल उठ के मैं भी मेरा इंडेक्स बना सकता हूं. Let's say Dweep's index. I am creating my own index now, which is nothing but PVCO upon PVCI. ऐसा मैं मेरी फॉर्मूला बना रहा हूं नया. For project A, PVCO is 2 lakh and PVCI is 18239. क्या है आंसर? क्या है आंसर? नहीं नहीं, ये करो ना. 2 lakh डिवाइड बाय 18239 फॉर प्रोजेक्ट ए. 1.1096. 1.1096 फॉर प्रोजेक्ट भी करो सेम. PVCO अपॉन PVCI 190 अपॉन 215619. 190 upon 215619 for project B. 0.881. So can I say Dweep's index would be, I have created my own index now, just now recently. Dweep's index, which is denoted by DI. If DI is greater than 1, reject. Yes or no? On 1 rupee of outflow. And if DI is less than 1, accept. Are you getting this? Everyone? It means on 1 rupee, to earn 1 rupee of inflow in present value terms, you have to invest 1.1096. Are you getting this? For project B, to earn 1 rupee of inflow in present value term, you have to invest 0.881. Are you getting this? तो ऐसा मेरी भी इंडेक्स बना सकता हूँ. So can I approach institute to include my index as well? So कहने का मतलब you can create your own index. You just need to justify. FM is very practical subject. इसमें कोई standard rule नहीं है. लाइक अकाउंटिंग पॉलिसीज या टैक्सेशन या लॉ ऐसा नहीं है. आप अपना भी कोई थियरी कॉन्सेप्ट बना सकते हो. यू जस्ट नीड टू जस्टिफाई. ठीक है. दिस वाज जस्ट टू एक्सप्लेन यू ऑन लाइटर नोट, एंड सो दैट आफ्टर बिकमिंग सीए इवन यू कैन थिंक ऑफ creating such theories, such models, such index. Now let's move to, sorry, not next technique, but let's just solve illustration 5. Suppose we have 3 projects involving discounted cash outflow of 550, 75 and 1 crore 20,000. So 3 प्रोजेक्ट है मेरे पास. Project 1, Project 2, Project 3. How much is the cash outflow PVCO? See, they have directly given discounted cash outflow. मतलब PVCO दिया हुआ है direct. Can you see over here? Discounted cash outflow means PVCO. 550, 75. So this is 550. This is 75,000. And this is 1 crore 20,000. Likewise, they have also given, suppose further, that the sum of discounted cash inflows. Means, can I say they are talking about PVCI? Sum of discounted cash inflows. Can I say PVCI is nothing but sum of discounted individual cash inflows? Correct? So how much is PVCI given? So PVCI is 6 lakh 50, 95 and 1 crore 30. 6 lakh 50, 95 and 1 crore 30,000. What if they have asked in illustration? Calculate the desirability factor. Can I say PI, profitability index पूछा है? So can I say PI is nothing but PVCI upon PVCO. So for year 1, it would, for project 1, it would be 650 divided by 550. Project 2, 95,000 divided by 75,000. Project 3, 1030, 100, 30,000, 1002, 0000. This looks like a phone number. So how much is PI for project 1? 1.1818. 1.18, sorry. 1.1818. For year 1.2667, 1.001. 1.2667, 1.001. Understood? So तीनों का PI is greater than 1. So as per PI index decision making criteria, you accept all the projects. 1.001 आ रहा है ना? ठीक है. So this is 1.18, 1.2667 means 27 and 1.001. So understood is 009. मतलब 001, 0010. So it is in short greater than 1 for all the 3 projects. And for project 3, it is almost equal to 1. So this was all about desirability factor, profitability index. So in short, can I say, अगर आपको एनपीवी टेक्निक आ गया तो बाय डिफॉल्ट प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी इंडेक्स आ ही गया आपको. Now you know how to interpret PI as well. Are you getting this? Followed students? Clear? Crystal clear? Can we move on in our life? Yes, sir. Let's move on. Let's move to technique 6, internal rate of return. This is also very important. IRR. It is denoted as IRR. Have you heard this term before in your life? कभी भी ये IRR सुना है? आई गेस कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल में आपने ये सुना होना चाहिए. Yes, yes, you have heard. In cost of capital chapter. So what do you mean by IRR? आपने क्या समझा है IRR को? Can anyone tell me? What have you understood by the term IRR? Rate of return. Goodwill. See, this is how to calculate IRR. My question is, what have you understood by the term IRR? See, you are correct. This is the way to find IRR. IRR is nothing but, see, IRR, can I say it is a rate? Correct? It is a rate. It is a discounting rate. It is a discounting rate at which your PVCI will be equal to PVCO. Are you getting this? Internal rate of return. IRR is the discounting rate. एक rate है. Can I say it is a discounting rate at which your PVCI will be exactly equal to PVCO? ओ सर, तो इसका मतलब तो ये हुआ ना कि इफ इट इज द डिस्काउंटिंग रेट वेयर एनपीवी विल बी जीरो. आर यू फॉलोइंग दिस? पीवीसीआई इज इक्वल टू पीवीसीओ कब आएगा? कैन आई से व्हेन एनपीवी इज जीरो, पीवीसीआई माइनस पीवीसीओ इज एनपीवी. ये जीरो होगा तभी पीवीसीआई विल बी इक्वल टू पीवीसीओ. करेक्ट? Yes, LHS equal to RHS. So IRR is the discounting rate where or which equates PVCI to PVCO. Or in other words, IRR is the discounting rate where your NPV should come to zero. Okay? So now how to find IRR? You already correctly said that trial and error karte jao till the point NPV comes to zero. Let's say if at 10% discounting rate, first find the NPV. Let's say it comes to positive 2000. So can I say this 10% cannot be my IRR rate? क्योंकि NPV zero नहीं हो रहा है. So now next, try at some higher rate. Try at 13% and see whether NPV is coming to zero or not. ठीक है? So by trial and error method, we find the IRR. But IRR is actually a discounting rate where your present value of cash inflows are equal to your present value of cash outflows. Understood, students? Any doubts, any concerns? Any queries? Okay. So to get better clarity on IRR, let's take some practical problem. Let's take some numbers. So IRR definition, it is the discounting rate that equates the present value of inflows with the outflow. Are you getting this? Looking at the formula of IRR, it looks very complicated, correct? But हम हमारा normal interpolation का concept लेके समझेंगे, इट विल बी मोर क्लियर टू यू. आई वुड एक्सप्लेन दिस फॉर्मूला एज वेल. ये फॉर्मूला इंटरपोलेशन से ही बनी है, बट लुकिंग एट दिस प्राइमा फेसी इट लुक्स वेरी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड. कुछ समझ में ही नहीं आ रहा है. व्हाट इज एल आर, व्हाट इज एच आर, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. ओके, so let's come to illustration number 7. Calculate the internal rate of return of an investment requiring 1,36,000 which yields the following cash inflows. एक कहने से हमें cash inflows ही direct दे दिया है, so no need to prepare the entire statement. Correct? अच्छा, does anywhere the question mention the discounting rate? क्वेश्चन में कहीं पे भी डिस्काउंटिंग रेट दिया हुआ है? नो, ये ऑब्वियसली नहीं देंगे, बिकॉज आईआरआर में हमें फाइंड क्या करना है? आईआरआर में हमें फाइंड ही डिस्काउंटिंग रेट करना है. आर यू गेटिंग दिस? सो दे वुड ऑब्वियसली नॉट गिव दिस डिस्काउंटिंग रेट. यही तो फाइंड करना है हमें आईआरआर में. फॉलोड? सो व्हाट टू डू? लेट्स take discounting rate as 10% and see whether NPV is coming to zero or not. Let's check. Let's try. Understood? Trial 1. Calculation of NPV. Calculation of NPV when discounting rate, or you can say COC, is 10%. ठीक है? सो कहने से मैं यहाँ पे ईयर लिखूंगा. ईयर 5 साल, 30, 40, 60, 30, 20, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cash inflows 30, 40, 60, 30, 20. Correct? Now, our first trial is at the rate of 10%. Means we will discount these cash inflows at the rate of 10%. So students, can you all give me again the total PVCI when discounting rate is 10%? Future value 1.1 raised to n now. So can I say for year 1 it would be 30,000 divided by 1.1 raised to 1. For year 2, 40,000 divided by 1.1 raised to 2. Likewise for all the years. Tell me how much is total PVCI? 138,318. 138,318. Everyone is getting this amount? Others, please share your answer on the chat box. Okay, Dia is also getting same. Shamli is also getting same. So, okay, so this is the correct. So can I say NPV when discounting rate is 10%? Can I say 138,318 minus PVCO is 1,36,000 given in the question? Yes or no? So कितना आ रहा है NPV? How much is the NPV? Okay, Aditya also got same. 2317. 2317 positive. Oh, shit, we failed in our trial. हमें ये zero चाहिए था. So can I say 10% cannot be the rate? Because if 10% was higher rate, my NPV should have been zero. But it is throwing at 2317 positive. Hey, are you getting this? Students follow till here. Yes or no? हमें जीरो पे लाना है बट 10% पे तो +2317 है. So we failed in our trial one. So 10% cannot be my IRR rate. Are you followed? Did you follow, students? Okay. Now listen very carefully. Yeah? Now our next trial would be at higher rate. मतलब मैं ट्रायल टू 10% से ज्यादा रेट लू कि 10% से कम रेट लू, ये क्वेश्चन आएगा. यस और एवरीवन वुड गेट दिस क्वेश्चन ना कि हमारा ट्रायल टू 10% से ऊपर होना चाहिए कि 10% से नीचे होना चाहिए. क्या लग रहा है? Higher. Navneet says come. Hey, why come? Okay, now Asta is correct. Higher. Pooja is also correct. Higher. Can I say I want to decrease my NPV? Yes or no? ये 2317 से जीरो लाना है, मींस एनपीवी को गिराना है, प्रेजेंट वैल्यू को गिराना है. प्रेजेंट वैल्यू कब गिरेगी? जब डिस्काउंटिंग रेट ज्यादा होगी तब गिरेगी. Are you getting this? There is inverse relationship between present value and discounting rate. Higher the discounting rate, lower would be the present value. Lower the discounting rate, higher would be the present value. Are you following this? Now, did you get clarity? कि हमें प्रेजेंट वैल्यू को गिराना है. वैल्यू कब गिरेगी? जब डिस्काउंटिंग रेट ज्यादा होगा. करेक्ट. सो आवर नेक्स्ट ट्रायल ऑब्वियसली वुड बी अबाउट 10%. Okay. So let's do a trial 2 when the rate is 13%. Trial 2 when discounting rate is 13%. And let's see what is our NPV coming. ठीक है. So year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cash inflows were 30, 40, 60, 30, 20. 30, 40, 60, 30, 20. Correct? Now our discounting rate is 13%. So can I say it would be future value 1.13 raised to n. So for year 1, it would be 30,000 divided by 1.13 raised to 1. 40,000 divided by 1.13 raised to 2 and so on. And finally, I will get cumulation of cash inflows in present value terms 128,712. Navneet got 128,712. Okay, Pooja also got 128,712. Aditya same. Okay, so this is, I believe this is the correct PVCI amount. Asta same. Okay. So can I say my NPV will be 128,712 minus 1,36,000. कितना आया? Negative 7288, 7277, 7288. करेक्ट. ओ सर 13%. हमारा एनपीवी है -7288. Again, sir, we failed in our trial because we wanted NPV to come to zero. बट ये तो जीरो नहीं और घुस गया अंदर, जीरो से भी अंदर घुस गया 7288. Are you following? So again we failed in our trial. But no, students, we haven't failed. We got the range where our IRR would lie. Are you following? See, when NPV, let's say this is the rate ka timeline. Okay. When our rate was 10%, can I say NPV was positive 2317? Yes or no? When we did trial 2 at 13%, जीरो नहीं, ये तो और अंदर घुस गया -7288. बट कहना से मेरा जीरो ये दो रेट के बीच ही होगा, यस और नो? एनपीवी जीरो would obviously lie between 10 and 13. Yes or no? Are you getting this? So can I say वो 10 से ज्यादा होगा बट 13 से कम होगा? फॉलोइंग? 13 से लेफ्ट साइड मूवमेंट होगा एंड 10 से राइट साइड मूवमेंट होगा, मींस 10 से ज्यादा 13 से कम. स्टूडेंट्स, डिड यू फॉलो टिल हियर? करेक्ट? नो डाउट टिल हियर? पक्का? क्लैरिटी? क्लियर? क्रिस्टल क्लियर? सो कैन आई से माय आईआरआर is 10 plus something. This is freezed now. Followed. And now to find that something, we will use interpolation. Clear? South students? Clear? यहाँ तक? अब हमारा फोकस होगा टू फाइंड दैट समथिंग. ठीक है? सो लेट्स सी हाउ टू डू इंटरपोलेशन एंड फाइंड दैट समथिंग की वैल्यू. अंडरस्टूड? टेल मी फ्रेंड्स, थिंक वेरी केयरफुली. जरा सोच के बताना, ऐसी तुरंत मत बता देना. When discounting rate was increased from 10 to 13%, मीन्स कहना है जब मैंने डिस्काउंटिंग रेट 3% से बढ़ाया फ्रॉम 10 to 13, हाउ मच डिड माई एनपीवी फेल और फॉल? ये 3% बढ़ाया. Can I say my NPV fell from 2317 to negative 7288? Yes or no? So how much did my NPV fall? It fall by yes 7. See, पहले 2317 से 0 पे आया होगा and negative 7288. तो कहना है 9605 से गिरा. Don't tell me sir 2317 से गिरा. No, that is wrong. Don't tell me sir 7288 से गिरा. No. Don't take the difference. You have to add. Are you following? पहले 2317 पॉजिटिव से 0. ठीक है? एंड 0 से negative 7288. So it fell by 9606, 9605. Everyone got this? सबको ये समझा? पक्का? क्लियर है? But I just want to fall my NPV. Can I say by 2317 only? मुझे तो 0 तक पहुंचना है. Yes or no? I just want it to get fell till this point. मुझे तो 231 से गिराना है एनपीवी को. So how much discounting rate I should increase? So then I say cross multiplication 2317 into 3 divided by 9605. कितना आया? कितना आ रहा है? 0.7236, 0.724. Okay, 0.724. So when I say my IRR is 10 plus 0.724, 10.72%. Understood? So now, if you discount these cash inflows at 10.724%, your NPV will almost be equal to 0. हाँ, थोड़ा डिफरेंस इसलिए हो सकता है क्योंकि राउंडिंग ऑफ एरर होता है इसलिए, बट इट वुड बी ऑलमोस्ट और वेरी नियर टू 0. ठीक है? अंडरस्टूड? दिस इज द IRR रेट. So they are trial 2, they have taken at 12%. I took a gap of 3%. मैंने फर्स्ट ट्रायल 10 पे लिया, सेकंड 13 पे लिया. So देखो ऑलमोस्ट सेम 10.70%, 10.71%, एंड हमारा कितना 10.72%. Followed everyone? Less the gap between the trials, सो ये 10 का 13, आप 10 का 11 लोगे तो अक्यूरेसी विल बी मोर. ठीक है. मोर द गैप बिटवीन द ट्रायल्स, लिटल लेस अक्यूरेसी. अंडरस्टूड. जितना वाइड गैप होगा ना उतना अक्यूरेसी थोड़ी कम होते जाती है. दिस इज मैथमेटिक्स का लॉ. मतलब नवनीत 9605 3% के लिए है तो 2317 के लिए. हाँ तो 0.72 ही लिया ना. सो आई हैव टू इंक्रीज दिस बाय 0.72 ना. दिस इज इंक्रीजिंग. ये सी वी आर फाइंडिंग दिस अमाउंट समथिंग वाला अमाउंट 10 प्लस समथिंग was freezed. We were finding this plus something. Are you getting this? So we have to increase this by 0.72. Are you getting this? And this will be 10.72. कितने से इंक्रीज करना है वो देखना है. सो 0.72 इज नॉट योर IRR. इट इज 10 प्लस 0.72 प्लस समथिंग वाला. Followed? You are interpreting your index. Okay. So Navneet has started creating his own index as well. Wow, that's good. But everyone understood this? Any doubts how to calculate IRR? अब क्वेश्चन arises to the students कि सर हमें एग्जामिनेशन में कितना गैप लेना है. So institute accepts a gap of 5% as well. Huh? You just see, you would be writing trials, yes or no. Your trial one, let's say you started with 10%. So if you write trial two at 15%, that's fine. I would suggest up to 5% आप gap लो चलेगा. But 10 से सीधा next trial 20 पे मत कर दो. Following 10 से सीधा 25 पे मत कर दो. Why? Because larger the gap between the trials, less would be the accuracy. ठीक है. So maximum you can take a gap of 5%. ठीक है. 5% तक चलता है. Followed students. ठीक है. Now let's calculate IRR using the complex formula. Formula is lower rate plus NPV at lower rate upon NPV at lower rate minus NPV at higher rate into higher rate minus lower rate. This is the complex formula. In our scenario, in our trial, tell me, lower rate is 10% ki 13%? Rate means discounting rate. Can I say our lower rate would be 10%? Higher rate would be 13%. ठीक है. अच्छा, NPV at 10% at lower rate. Can I say it was positive? कितना था? Positive 2317. Yes or no? And NPV at higher rate means NPV at 13%. Can I say it was negative? कितना था यार? Negative 7288. Yes or no? So these are the variables you just need to substitute in this formula. Followed students. So can I say my lower rate? So IRR, again I am writing the formula over here. Lower rate plus NPV at lower rate divided by NPV at lower rate minus NPV at higher rate into higher rate minus lower rate. ठीक है. So lower rate was 10%. NPV at lower rate is how much? 2317. Correct? NPV at lower rate 2317 minus, ठीक है, NPV at higher rate is how much? 7288 negative. तो यहाँ पे वापस नेगेटिव लिखना मत भूलना. Are you following? Students do error over here. Can I say NPV at higher rate is negative 7288? समझ रहे हो? into higher rate is 13, lower rate is 10. Can you solve the bracket inside of the bracket? 2317 divided by 9605 into 3. Point, 1 point. 0.72 आना चाहिए. Yeah, 0.7236. So the bracket value is 0.7236 and final answer is 10.7236. 10.72%. ठीक है? Followed? So in short, this complex thing is nothing but our interpolation. This cross multiplication. They have just derived a formula for this cross multiplication. ठीक है? अंडरस्टूड. सो जिसको ये इंटरपोलेशन का कॉन्सेप्ट प्रैक्टिकली नहीं समझा, दे कैन अप्लाई दिस फॉर्मूला एंड फाइंड आईआरआर. फॉलोड स्टूडेंट्स? एनी डाउट्स इन आईआरआर? एनी क्वेरी, एनी कंसर्न्स? सो आईआरआर इन लेमैन टर्म्स, अगर कोई भी लेमैन को मुझे समझाना होता ना, तो मैं उसको आईआरआर ऐसा नहीं समझाता कि ये आईआरआर वेर एनपीवी इज 0. उसको एनपीवी का मतलब ही नहीं पता. मैं उसको ऐसा नहीं समझाता कि आईआरआर इज द रेट वेर पीवीसीआई इज इक्वल टू पीवीसीओ. ही वुड बी, अरे सर पीवीसीआई क्या होता है, पीवीसीओ क्या होता है, ये सब मुझे नहीं पता. मुझे सिंपल टर्म्स में आईआरआर का मतलब क्या ये समझाओ. तो मैं उसको ये बोलता, आईआरआर is nothing but the maximum rate of return that project can give. Maximum capacity of the project, मैं उसको ऐसे समझाता. ठीक है? सो वो मुझे मेरे पास प्रोजेक्ट की डिटेल्स लेके आता. आई वुड हैव कैलकुलेटेड आईआरआर. लेट्स से कैलकुलेटेड आईआरआर एंड आई गॉट 10.72%. तो मैं उसको ये बोलता कि आपका प्रोजेक्ट का मैक्सिमम कैपेसिटी और द मैक्सिमम रेट दैट योर प्रोजेक्ट होल्ड्स इज 10.72%. ठीक है? सो मैंने उसको ये रेट बता दिया. नाउ ही वुड से, ओ सर बट मेरा कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल तो 15% है. मैं जहां से कैपिटल रेस करूंगा वहां तो मुझे 15% देना है. बोलो, विल यू एक्सेप्ट दिस प्रोजेक्ट और रिजेक्ट द प्रोजेक्ट? व्हाट इज योर ओपिनियन? If IRR is less than COC, can I say reject? तो can I say decision making criteria बन गया? Followed everyone? Decision making criteria of IRR. If IRR is greater than WACC, that is greater than your cost, accept the project. If IRR less than WACC, reject the project. Now that layman guy, मैं उसको ऐसा बोलता कि यार आपका आईआरआर इज 10.72, मींस मान लो ये प्रोजेक्ट की मैक्सिमम कैपेसिटी इज 10.72. वाह सर, मेरा तो सीओसी सिर्फ 8% है. तो आई वुड से तो ये प्रोजेक्ट ले लो. अंडरस्टूड? Sometimes for layman we also say that IRR is the actual return of the project. Actual में प्रोजेक्ट कितना रेट ऑफ रिटर्न देंगी. अंडरस्टूड? सर तो वो तो सर अकाउंटिंग रेट ऑफ रिटर्न हुआ ना. बट कह रहे से अकाउंटिंग रेट ऑफ रिटर्न में वी यूज टू टेक नेट प्रॉफिट का फिगर, नॉट कैश इनफ्लोस. आर यू गेटिंग दिस? If both have to calculate, can this happen? Means both have to calculate WACC and IRR. ये WACC भी कैलकुलेट करना होता तो वो तो आपने कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल चैप्टर में सीखा है ना. WACC is nothing but weight of debt, cost of debt, plus weight of equity, cost of equity, plus weight of preference, cost of preference, plus weight of reserves and surplus, cost of reserves and surplus. How to find the weights? You have learned in cost of capital. How to find KD, KE, KP, KR. You have already learned in cost of capital. But capital budgeting question में they would not ask this. Are you getting this? बहुत लेंदी हो जाएगा क्वेश्चन. And FM subjective questions are of only 35 marks. 15 marks is MCQ. आर यू गेटिंग दिस? हाँ, केस स्टडी बेस्ड क्वेश्चन में पूछ सकते हैं, आपको WSEC भी पूछ सकते हैं. एंड एट द एंड दे वुड आस्क यू NPV. फॉर दैट यू नीड दिस WSEC. ठीक है? या अंडरस्टूड. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट IRR. Okay, let's solve illustration number 8 and see. A company proposes to install machine involving a capital cost of 3,60,000. So can I say this is my outflow PVCO? The life of the machine is 5 years and salvage is nil. Okay. The machine will produce net operating income after depreciation of 68,000 per annum. So is this the cash inflow amount? First of all, my very basic question to you. Is this the cash inflow amount? No. So this is something different. So we need to first reach at cash inflow, correct? From the statement. अब ये फिगर कौन सा है? We need to identify that. Understood? The net present value factors for 5 years are as under. So discounting rates are given, different discounting rates. And this is cumulative factor. Can I say cumulative factor means cumulation of all the discounting factor rates? So can I say this is nothing but PVAF? PVF क्या? That it was cumulation of all the discounting factors, correct? So can I say this is nothing but PVAF? Yes or no? Sir, इसमें PVAF क्यों दिया है? Can I say the cash inflows per annum would be constant per annum? हाँ, दिस इज नॉट द कैश इनफ्लो अमाउंट, बट जो भी हमारा कैश इनफ्लोज आएगा दैट वुड बी पर एनम कांस्टेंट फॉर ऑल द इयर्स. यस और नो? कंप्यूट IRR. ठीक है? सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, स्टेप 1, it is not the cash inflow. They have not given cash inflow directly in this question. So first of all, we need to prepare working note. Calculation of cash inflows per annum. ठीक है? सो हमारा स्टेटमेंट में NPBDT, वैसे तो सेल्स से स्टार्ट होता था, सेल्स माइनस वेरिएबल कॉस्ट, कंट्रीब्यूशन लेस फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट एक्सक्लूडिंग डेप्रिसिएशन, एंड वी यूज्ड टू गेट ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट बिफोर डेप्रिसिएशन एंड टैक्स. ठीक है? इसमें से हम डेप्रिसिएशन माइनस करते थे तो NPBT मिलता था. सो दिस इज ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट बिफोर टैक्स लेस टैक्स, NPAT, करेक्ट? डेप्रिसिएशन ऐड करते थे एंड वी यूज टू गेट कैश इनफ्लोस. वी यूज टू रीच एट कैश इनफ्लोस. अंडरस्टूड? नाउ टेल मी इन दिस क्वेश्चन, is this 68,000 NPBDT or it is NPBT or it is NPAT? Tell me. It is not cash inflows, वो तो पक्का हो गया. That तो you all agreed कि सर ये कैश इनफ्लोज नहीं है. तो बचा क्या? NPBDT बचा, NPBT बचा और NPAT बचा. Tell me, what is this 68,000? Is it NPBDT? NPBT. Correct. Correct. It is net operating profit after depreciation. ठीक है? Net operating income after depreciation. So this is NPBT. So can I write 68,000 over here? Yes or no? Tax rate is how much? Tax rate is how much? Tax is 45%. So tell me 68,000 का 45% कितना होता है? 30,600. So my NPAT comes to how much? Net profit after tax. Net profit after tax 37,400. Can say I need to add back the depreciation. But sir depreciation की amount तो दी नहीं है. So can I say in absence of information on depreciation amount, we can calculate using SLM method? Yes or no? So SLM method is original cost less salvage, which is nil, divided by life. So when I say depreciation would be 3.6 lakh less salvage divided by life is 5 years. 72,000 is depreciation. And my cash inflow amount is 109,400. Understood? So when I say ये year 1 की story, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5 में repeat होगी because this is same for all the years. Yes or no? So when I say my cash inflows per annum are constant, so I can use shortcut method to calculate NPV. Yeah, are you following the process? Flow समझ रहे हो question का? Feel समझ रहे हो? Okay. But we don't have to calculate NPV over here. Yeah? हमें तो IRR चाहिए. So we will do trial and error method. Trial 1, always start with first rate given in the question itself. Calculation of NPV when discounting rate is 14%. So can I say my PVCI is nothing but cash inflows per annum into PVAF, present value annuity factor, cumulative factor. So can I say my cash inflows were 109,400? And what is PVAF factor for 14%? 3.43. So PVCI कितना आ रहा है? PVCI कितना आ रहा है? Tell me ना. 375,242. 375,242. PVCO, my outflow is how much? It is 3,60,000. So NPV comes to 15,242 positive. I want my NPV to be zero. So when I say this cannot be my IRR. Understood? Next trial. एक एक परसेंट लेने से अच्छा आई वुड सजेस्ट टेक अ गैप ऑफ 3%. 17 पे करो. 16 पे भी कर सकते हैं, नो डाउट. वी कैन डू एट 16% एज वेल, बट लेट्स डू एट 17%. सी यू कैन डू एट 16%, कोई रॉन्ग नहीं है. आई एम टेकिंग अ जंप ऑफ 3%. कैलकुलेशन ऑफ एनपीवी when discounting rate is 17%. Can I say my PVCI? Now it would be 109,400 into PVAF factor of 17% now instead of 14% for 5 years. Correct? कितना है PVAF factor? 3.2. So 109,400 into 3.2. How much it is coming? 350,080. 350,080. So can I say my NPV comes to 9920 negative? Understood? So at 14% it is positive, but at 17% it is negative. So now it is for sure it lies somewhere between 14 and 17. Yes or no? NPV 0 lies between 14 and 17. Correct? Understood? So now let's do interpolation directly. Before doing interpolation, let's freeze our IRR. IRR is equal to 14 plus something. And how to find something by interpolation. Or you can directly use the formula now. Formula भी मैंने सिखा दी है. So you can directly apply the formula of IRR. Can I say I increased my rate by 3%, 14 से 17 पे गया. So my jump was of 3% in the rate. So I increased my rate by 3%. By increasing the rate by 3%, my NPV fall by how much? It fell by positive 15242 to negative 9920. Yes or no? So कितने से फेल हुआ? पॉजिटिव 15242 से नेगेटिव 9920. So can I say it fell by 25162? Yes. 25162. But can I say it is sufficient for me to fall my NPV by 15242? Yes or no? ये 15242 से जीरो लाना है. मीन्स कैन आई से आई जस्ट नीड माय एनपीवी टू फॉल बाय 15242. सो हाउ मच शुड आई इंक्रीज माय रेट? सो 15242 into 320 divided by 25162. Just cross multiply. Just cross multiply. कितना आ रहा है? 1.817. 1.817%. So I need to increase my rate by 1.817. ठीक है? It comes to 14 plus 1.817. 15.817. So we can use our trial to at 16% also. So can I say 15.74 roughly? See, they have taken a gap of only 1%. So उनका accuracy ज्यादा है. But हमारा भी 15.81. So only 0.06 का difference because we have taken a gap of 3%. So less accuracy. But this is also correct. आपको solution में wrong नहीं मिलेगा. Followed everyone? Any doubts? Any concerns? And if someone wants to use directly the formula of IRR, can I say formula of IRR is lower rate? Our trial and error में lower rate is 14. Yes or no? Plus NPV at lower rate. It was positive 15,242 divided by NPV at lower rate. Again, 15,242 minus NPV at higher rate. NPV at higher rate means NPV at 17%, which was negative 9920. So can I say यार यहाँ पे भी मुझे negative 9920 लिखना पड़ेगा. Into higher rate was 17, lower rate was 14. ठीक है? So it will come to 14 plus 1.817 only, which comes to 15.81%. So जिसको ये इंटरपोलेशन में अभी भी कंफ्यूजन है, यू कैन डायरेक्टली यूज दिस फॉर्मूला बिकॉज ये फॉर्मूला का लॉजिक ही इंटरपोलेशन है. इंटरपोलेशन के लॉजिक से ही बना डिराइव हुई फॉर्मूला है. एनी डाउट्स? एनी कंसर्न्स? इज टुडेज वेब सीरीज एपिसोड क्लियर? अभी तक any doubts, any concerns? We completed NPV technique. We saw some illustrations. We completed profitability index. We saw one illustration. We completed IRR. We saw couple of illustration for IRR as well. Oh, thank you. We also completed special adjustments under capital budgeting chapter. Today we saw special adjustment on capital gains. Moving ahead in life, moving ahead, still today's episode is not completed. There is one more concept, or I would say scenarios. Scenarios where IRR and NPV would give conflicting results. Would give conflicting results. सी अब एपिसोड में है ना, इस एपिसोड में आईआर और एनपीवी के बीच झगड़ा हो रहा है, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हो रहा है. सर झगड़ा किस सेंस में है? लेट्स से देयर आर टू प्रोजेक्ट्स. ठीक है. एनपीवी ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट ए इज लेट्स से 15,000. एनपीवी ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट बी इज लेट्स से 4,000. सो इफ द प्रोजेक्ट्स आर म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव. सर ये कैसी भाषा यूज कर रहे हो? ए म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव मींस एज पर एनपीवी क्राइटेरिया बोथ आर पॉजिटिव, बोथ शुड बी एक्सेप्टेड. बट म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव प्रोजेक्ट मींस दोनों में से एक को ही सिलेक्ट करना है. तो कैन आई से वी विल सिलेक्ट दैट प्रोजेक्ट व्हिच हैज मोर एनपीवी? यस और नो? म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव प्रोजेक्ट मींस of the many projects under consideration, you have to select only one. So that one would be the bestest one. And bestest one would be that which has highest NPV. Correct? So as per NPV criteria, we would select project A. NPV saying go for project A. Now let's, for the time being, assume कि project A का IRR is 12%. And project B ka IRR, let's say 19%. So IRR technique says project B is having more earning capacity than project A. So select project B. Yeah, are you understanding the conflict? See, again, as per IRR, we should select that project which has more IRR. NPV says select that project which has more NPV, higher NPV. तो कहने से अब झगड़ा हो रहा है एनपीवी और आईआरआर के बीच. बोथ आर गिविंग कॉन्फ्लिक्टिंग रिजल्ट्स. आर यू गेटिंग दिस? तो ऐसा सिनेरियो कौन से सिचुएशंस में अकर होता है? वी नीड टू लर्न दैट. ऐसा कॉन्फ्लिक्टिंग रिजल्ट्स कब आएगा? वी नीड टू लर्न दैट. ठीक है, वी नीड टू लर्न. सो देयर आर 3 सिनेरियोस, or I would say 3 situations where IRR and NPV would give conflicting result. ठीक है. So number 1 is scenario 1. Scenario 1, when size of two projects have disparity. When size of two projects have disparity. ठीक है, तब दोनों के बीच झगड़ा होगा. Means both of them would be giving conflicting results. Now what do you mean by size of two projects having disparity? So let's say again there is project A, there is project B. ठीक है. Let's say project A का initial investment is 20,000 and project B का initial investment is 20 lakhs. So can I say project B is huge project compared to project A? So this is called as size disparity. Understood? तो ऐसी कोई स्थिति होगी, means you are comparing two projects where one is of small size, एक छोटू सा है, and one is of big size. So in that scenario, NPV और IRR के बीच झगड़ा होगा. Are you understanding, students? We are understanding the situations. ऐसी स्थिति का जन्म कब होगा? When will such situations arise? So situation 1 says when the size of the project is different. Are you understanding, students? Followed the concept? What is this? When we when we have to calculate, someone had query but I didn't get it. When we have to calculate both them, we get to know both conflict. So one is conflicting result arises when there is disparity in size. Okay? So institute in our module, we have one example as well for different scenarios. Scenario 1, disparity in size. So देखो, project A is of smaller size, 1 lakh. Project B is of 3 lakh. So for you, the homework is calculate NPV for project A, calculate NPV for project B, calculate IRR for project A, calculate IRR for project B. Understood? And see, झगड़ा हो रहा है कि नहीं, conflicting result आ रहा है कि नहीं. Understood? So this is the homework. I am giving you the theme of this concept. I am just explaining you कि कौन से situation में ऐसा झगड़ा होगा, ऐसा conflicting result आएगा. Following? And then you can take this example and check by yourself. Understood? So scenario 1, when there is disparity in size, one project is of smaller size, other is of bigger size. Scenario 2. Scenario spelling क्या है? Scenario number 2. When there is disparity, when there is disparity in generation of cash inflows, when there is disparity in generation of cash inflows. Sir, ये disparity माने क्या? Give me some example, sir. So again, two projects, project A and B. ठीक है? Let's say project A and B are of similar size. Let's say initial investment is 4 lakh for project A. It is around 4 lakh 50,000 for project B. So almost now there is no disparity in size, but there is disparity in generation of cash inflows. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे let's say it is both the projects are of 6 years. अब देखना cash inflows for project A 20,000, 40,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, sorry 5 lakh, 7 lakh, 12 lakh. And project B, the stream of cash inflows for project B is 8 lakh, 9 lakhs, 7 lakh 50,000, 40,000, 60,000, 15,000. Did you get what I'm trying to say from this example? Disparity in generation of cash inflow. Project A is generating more cash inflow at later stage of the project life. Higher cash inflows are generated at the later stage of its life. Whereas project B has generated its majority of cash inflow at the initial years and less at the later years. समझ रहे हो? Everyone? So ऐसी कोई situation होगी between the projects, then again they will give conflicting results. You're not able to relate? कहाँ नहीं relate कर पा रहे हो? Clear? Yeah. Clear everyone? Does anyone have any doubt? . . 。  . 。 . 。 . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Mustafa is now completely engrossed in that web series only. Understood? So this actually happened in one of the films in Gujarat. Gujarat mein there was one film recently introduced called Lalo. Lalo is the film name. So for almost 4 weeks, box office collection was very less. But last 2 weeks में इतना कमाई कर दिया, it had to be extended for few more weeks. So, and in the next 2 weeks, it collected 100 crores. The box office collection was 100 crores. And it is the first film of Gujarati film industry that had crossed 100 crores. So उसने कहना है उसका cash inflow was at the later stage. And कुछ फिल्म ऐसी होती है जिसका बॉक्स ऑफिस कलेक्शन एट द इनिशियल स्टेज ही ज्यादा होता है, जैसे धुरंधर. फॉलोड? सो ऐसा कुछ हुआ तो दोनों का एनपीवी एंड आईआरआर वुड गिव कॉन्फ्लिक्टिंग आंसर. या समवन हैज वॉच्ड लाल. ओ दैट्स नाइस. Gujarati people would have watched that. So again, homework number 1, you got it. Now homework 2, you need to check for scenario 2, time disparity in cash flows. Understood? So again, you take institute का example, module का example. See, almost both the project is of same size. सर ये ब्रैकेट में क्यों लिखा है ईयर जीरो में? ए ब्रैकेट मींस आउटफ्लो. डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड. ब्रैकेट मींस आउटफ्लो, पैसा जा रहा है. ईयर जीरो मींस 0 पॉइंट टुडे इटसेल्फ. आर यू गेटिंग दिस? So see, for project X, majority of the cash inflows are getting recovered in the initial year only. And if you see for project Y, majority of the cash out inflow is getting recovered at the later stage of its life. Understanding, students? So ऐसे केस में again NPV and IRR would give conflicting reason. So again you check this. You have to do homework में NPV and IRR for project X, NPV and IRR for project Y. Just to give you a trailer, अंडर सिनेरियो 1 देखो आपका आंसर ओवरऑल पोजीशन ऐसी आनी चाहिए. यू नीड टू सॉल्व इट ऑन योर ओन, एथिकली, प्रिंसिपली, विदाउट लुकिंग द सॉल्यूशन. ठीक है? एंड आपका आंसर ये आना चाहिए. कैन यू सी प्रोजेक्ट ए एज एनपीवी ऑफ 25,000 बट प्रोजेक्ट बी एज 59,000. So project B as per NPV should be selected. But if we look at IRR, project A has more earning capacity, more maximum earning capacity than project B. ठीक है? So IRR say project A. Understood? Likewise in scenario 2, let me give you just the glimpse, the trailer. Project A, project B, NPV के हिसाब से if we see project B should be selected. IRR के हिसाब से if we see project A should be selected. ऊपर X और Y लिखा है, यहाँ पे नीचे A और B लिखा है. So this is A is nothing but X, B is Y. हाँ, just a printing error. So can I say again there is a contradiction between the two projects? Sorry. So this was scenario number 2. Now scenario number 3. So scenario number 3 says if there is disparity in the life of the project, in the life of the projects. So again, NPV and IRR would give conflicting results. Life of the project means, let's say project A initial investment is 1 lakh and this is 1.5 lakh. Year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Project A, cash inflows 1.5 lakh, 2 lakh, nil, 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 nil. 8 means project life for A, life of project A is 2 years. यहाँ पे 0.5 lakh, 1 lakh. These are just random cash inflow number. 2.4 lakh, 3 lakh, 0.6 lakh, and 0.5 lakh. So when I say project B is generating cash inflows for 6 years, so life is 6 years, life is 2 years. So ऐसी कोई situation हुई between the two projects. So again, NPV and IRR would give conflicting results. Followed everyone? Any doubts, any concerns? Scenario 1, disparity in size. Scenario 2, disparity in generation of cash inflows. And scenario 3, disparity in life, unequal life of the project. So can you see project A, life of only 1 year. Project B, life of 3 years. Understood? So three scenarios. Quick revision of three scenarios. Disparity in size, disparity in timing of cash inflows generation, and third, disparity in life. Followed? Everyone? Now let's check फॉर थर्ड सिनेरियो. ठीक है, अभी क्लास में करते हैं. पहले दो का आई गिव यू होमवर्क. फॉर थर्ड लेट्स चेक. एग्जाम्पल इलस्ट्रेशन नंबर 12. प्रोजेक्ट ए, प्रोजेक्ट बी. Project A, project B. Now you all know how to calculate NPV, and you all have also learned how to calculate IRR. So now you all help me to find IRR and NPV for project A, project B. Discounting rate. So first of all, let's calculate NPV. ठीक है? Let's calculate NPV. Working note 1. Calculation of NPV. For NPV, I would need discounting rate. And how much is the discounting rate given? It is 12%. COC equals to 12%. ठीक है? So can I say PVCI for project A would be nothing but there is only one cash inflow, 7,50,000. Yes or no? 7,50,000 divided by 1.12 raised to 1. कितना है? 621,750. 621,750. PVCO outflow is how much? Negative is outflow 5 lakh. So can I say my NPV comes to positive 121,750? Yes or no? Likewise, we will do for project B. This was for project A. So NPV for project A. Likewise, we will do for project B. Can I say project B में 3 साल cash inflows generate हो रहे हैं, so we have to discount for all the 3 years. So PVCI 2 lakh divided by 1.12 raised to 1 plus 2 lakh divided by 1.12 raised to 2 plus 7 lakh divided by 1.12 raised to 3. So total PVCI comes to how much? Can you discount and tell me? And PVCO is outflow is 5 lakh. 836,256. 836,256. ठीक है? So NPV is positive 336,256. Following students, NPV तो हो गया. So NPV, as per NPV method, project B is having higher NPV. Understood? Working note 2, calculation of IRR. ठीक है. Now for the time being, since we have very limited time right now, let's just see कि IRR कितना आ रहा है. You can calculate at home. हाँ, आप कर सकते हो. Don't worry in that. Oh, can you see discounting at 50%? 50%. बहुत ज्यादा गैप है. सो प्रोजेक्ट ए का आईआरआर आया 50%, प्रोजेक्ट बी का आया 43.07. जस्ट फॉलो आवर नॉर्मल स्टेप्स. सी दिस इज जस्ट एन एग्जांपल इन द मॉड्यूल, so that's why the gap is very huge, but they are trying to explain that whenever there is different life disparity in life, conflicting results would be there. ठीक है. Oh, don't go so deep in movies, huh? They will brainwash you. For now, just focus on FM. So let's say IRR for project A, assuming we have followed the trial and error method, assuming we have done all the hard work and we got 50%. ठीक है. And likewise for project B, assuming all the hard work is done ethically without looking at the solution. Although right now we are looking at the solution, but assuming कि हमने ये नहीं देखा और हमारा सही आया. But if you follow the steps, आएगा ही. Don't worry in that. So when I say IRR के हिसाब से go for project A, but NPV के हिसाब से go for project B, conflicting results. तो ऐसे केस में क्या करने का? ऐसे केस में फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू हैव टू फाइंड कि तीनों सिचुएशन में से कौन सा सिचुएशन है, कौन से सिचुएशन के हिसाब से हो रहा है. Can I say over here? Actually, it is disparity in life, and it is, yes or no, it is disparity in life. So to resolve this problem, to resolve the problem of disparity in time, we have some techniques. We have some techniques for decision making. ठीक है. See, third scenario होता ना, third scenario is what? Scenario 3 is disparity in time नहीं, sorry, life of project. ये सिनेरियो है ना, इसके वजह से कॉन्फ्लिक्टिंग रिजल्ट आ रहा है ना, तो इसके लिए हमारे पास सोल्यूशन है. द सोल्यूशन इज यू कैलकुलेट और फॉलो और अप्लाई रिप्लेसमेंट कॉस्ट मेथड टेक्निक, or you can also apply equivalent annualized criteria technique. Equivalent annualized criteria technique. If you follow this technique, सिनेरियो 3 का रिजोल्यूशन हो जाएगा. इक्विवेलेंट एन्युअलाइज्ड क्राइटेरिया टेक्निक. ठीक है. सो अगर एनपीवी एंड आईआरआर आर गिविंग कॉन्फ्लिक्टिंग रिजल्ट because of situation 3, then I have solution for you. You apply this technique and then decide. Are you following? अब ये टेक्निक क्या है, how to calculate or solve using replacement cost method, and how to find or decide or make decision using equivalent annualized criteria in our next episode. ठीक है. But understood the theme of our next episode? ट्रेलर समझा क्या है? ट्रेलर इज इफ there is disparity in life due to life of the project, due to difference in life of the project. So we have the solution, we have the resolution for you. But if there is disparity in scenario 1 because of scenario 1 and 2, then follow the most practical technique. Select the project using NPV criteria. ठीक है? If there is disparity or if there is conflicting results due to scenario 1 and 2, scenario 1 was disparity in size and disparity in timing of cash flow. तो ये दो सिचुएशन के वजह से कॉन्फ्लिक्टिंग रिजल्ट आ रहा है, देन ऑलवेज फॉलो द हाईली यूज्ड, हाईली लॉजिकल, हाईली एडवाइजेबल, हाईली आस्क्ड टेक्निक विच इज एनपीवी टेक्निक. But if it is due to scenario 3, due to difference in life of the project, then we have resolution for you. Use the resolution technique and then make decision. Directly सिर्फ ऐसा स्टैंडर्ड अप्लाई मत करो कि गो बाय एनपीवी, सिलेक्ट बाय एनपीवी. फर्स्ट use this resolution, calculate using replacement cost method, find some numbers using equivalent annualized criteria and then make decision. ठीक है? Everyone understood today's session? Sir, in that PG page 7.2 initial plus salvage value plus additional working capital. Okay. But ideally, as per the conceptual understanding and what practically is followed, you can use initial investment only. Means you can use by just taking initial investment. ठीक है? Because additional working capital, वो तो हमने जितना इंट्रोड्यूस किया है वो तो पूरा का पूरा रिलीज हो जाएगा. Yes or no? At the end of the life, वो तो पूरा का पूरा रिलीज हो जाएगा. So practically, if we think, there is no such investment in working capital. Are you getting this? आज मैंने इन्वेस्ट किया, 5 साल बाद पूरा रिटर्न मिल जाएगा. So practically, as far as accounting rate of return is concerned, ना FM में तो फर्क पड़ता है because we do discounting, but ARR में तो हमें accounting perspective से देखना है. तो आज मैंने वर्किंग कैपिटल डाला, कहने से कल वो पूरा वापस मिल जाएगा. तो as such there is no investment, so you can just take initial investment as well. Followed? ठीक है? So thank you all. I hope this session added some value in your life on the very first day of this new year. Okay, thank you all. Thank you all. Tech team, we can end this session. Yeah, thank you.